Welcome into TYT's The Conversation. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence. And today, I hope to bring you some answers where there are a lot of questions. Questions surrounding the case of a Mississippi 25-year-old man named Rasheem Carter, you may have heard of, because he went missing only to be found dead earlier this month. And now his family is searching for answers. And here to join us are two members of his family, Yokena Anderson, cousin of Rasheem Carter, and Marnee Topkins, his aunt. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I know it has been extremely distressing. And if one of you wouldn't mind kind of bringing us up to speed in terms of what happened that we know of so far.
Well, Rasheem was working in a town called Taylorsville, Mississippi. He was working for Georgia Pacific, which is a electric plant, and he was a subcontractor. He was working under some subcontractor, what they call a temporary shutdown. They were only to be there for a short amount of time. He had gone to work the Monday preceding October the 2nd. He worked every day. He was living in the town called Laurel, Mississippi, which is around 22 miles east of Taylorsville. So he was driving, getting a ride back and forth from a coworker. We don't know really what happened on that Saturday. There was some type of miscommunication between he and the coworker that he was riding with, and that coworker indicated to him that Saturday morning that he was okay to ride with him, but he could not ride back with him. So when the work was done, Rasheem was basically stuck in Taylorsville, Mississippi. Rasheem is not from Taylorsville. He is from Fayette, Mississippi. He has, he did not know anyone in the town. Here he is without transportation. And Rasheem was trying to get back to Laura, Mississippi, 22 miles down the road. We do know that he was asking people for a ride that Saturday night. He had asked lots of people that night when we did our investigation. People had seen him, they recognized him. He's a young Black man, and no one knew him. So people weren't open to take him for a ride back 22 miles down the road. He had been communicating with his mother. He indicated that he was afraid that there were people after him. His mother advised him to go to the police station. Rasheem went to the police station. He went to the police station to ask for help. And also he asked while he was there, could they give him a ride back to where he was living? They told him no, that they could not give him a ride. That would be taking him out of their jurisdiction. They were not allowed to do that. Rasheem left. We're not sure where he stayed that night. We assume that he stayed maybe outside somewhere that night. The next day he got up, he was still fearful. He was still in distress. His mother told him to go back to the police station. He goes back that Sunday morning, which was October the 2nd. The police have confirmed that he came both times. And this particular time, he also asked, well, can I just stay here until my ride gets here? Because by now, his mother had put together someone from the town of Fayette, which is about almost an hour and 45 minutes away, to pick him up. He was told no, he could not stay there, that this was not a place for him to stay. Rasheem was on the phone. He was talking to his mother. He was talking to some more people. And he was standing outside of the police station. And about 7 o'clock that morning, he left. He asked them for a charger. And then he left. And he went to what they assumed that he went to the local convenience store to buy a charger. And that's the last that they saw of him. He's still talking to his mother. He is still sounding as if he's in distress. He's telling his mother someone is after him. 10 o'clock morning on October the 2nd, he is on the phone with his mother. He is in the Family Dollar/Dollar Tree store. Mm-hmm. And he leaves out of there, again, startled. There was someone either came in or indicated that they were coming in for him. He left out of there, I think it was on the video was about 10:17, and that's the last time that his mother or any family member has talked to Rasheem.
And so, as far as we know, Rasheem, his remains have been found on private property in a wooded area of Taylorsville. And so I know there's probably, again, a lot of unanswered questions. How did he get there? How did he die? Are there any other details that would provide any insight as of yet?
No, there aren't any other details except for a few people, as Marnee mentioned, that a few people had spotted him. We do know that when he last came out of the dollar store, after we talked with the police department, we went down there for the search on October the 8th. The police indicated that the last ping of his phone that we knew of was when he came out of the dollar store, but the police officer mentioned that his phone last pinged in an area called Clear Creek, which is off of Highway 28. We did not have that information. We still don't have any information as far as we haven't been able to get the phone records. We do know that his ATM card, his Chime card, was used on October the 4th. While he was on this private property, supposedly he was spotted on this camera coming across a deer trail, which they're saying it's stated on the video that it's October the 2nd. And so the picture that they sent to his mom, that the sheriff department sent to his mom to ask if that was him, he's not wearing a shirt. We can clearly see that he has bruises on his back, on his left arm, and he's looking back to the right as if he's running from someone, which he did tell his mom that there were some white guys in a white truck that were chasing him, that were after him. So he did provide his mom with some names as for who may be responsible if anything happened to him. Mm-hmm. So she did get that information from him over the phone as well as via text. But that's
able to identify these people at all in terms of, did he have their names that he shared with his mother?
From our understanding, the names that he shared with his mom, that those persons were called by Laura Police Department. Taylorsville Police Department has not done any investigating at all. But with Laura Police Department, we've heard that they called and talked to them over the phone, that they did not have any reason to bring them in for questioning. So that's as far as we've gotten there with that information.
And that's extremely distressing. We already know, statistically speaking, that when one of us, a melanated individual, goes missing or something happens to us or a crime is committed against us, that the law enforcement efforts are lacking in the regard in terms of their pursuit of locating us, or finding out who hurt us. And so this is very, very distressful and disheartening, particularly as you have a young Black man in what sounds to be rural Mississippi, saying that white men were basically hunting him, and then also seeing him on this video footage. And so as of right now, it's my understanding that that Rasheem's body is being autopsied right now. Is that right?
At this point, I'm sorry, Marnee, did you want to answer that?
It's fine. We spoke with his mother today, and she did indicate that his remains were sent to the crime lab, the state crime lab, which is located in Pearl, Mississippi. They are backed up, so it's taking time. She did try to contact them today, and she could not get through to them to find out any other information as far as an estimated time.
And are you all looking at getting a private autopsy in addition to whatever the state provides?
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
We are.
Yeah, I would do it without a doubt. You can't trust the system, especially given the lack of efforts to actually try to help and to figure out what is going on. And I know in that regard, definitely having an independent autopsy is something that is expensive, as well as funeral services and being able to provide. And as I understand, he leaves behind a 6-year-old daughter. Is that right? And
yes.
So people help.
Yes, he has a 6-year-old daughter, and we've established a GoFundMe. It is listed as Rasheem Carter. The organizer is his other aunt, Felicia Cahoe, and that is for the private autopsy, a private investigator, and also his mom hasn't been able to go to work. I mean, she is in depressed. So all of that is for those reasons, but more so the private investigator. She's the private autopsy. She's already got a quote that's about $4,000, almost $5,000. So, right, those things are expensive.
Absolutely, those things are expensive, but justice is so incredibly important. And so I urge you, viewers out there who are watching, please, if you can give something, even if it's $5, please do, because Rasheem Carter, his family, we all deserve justice. And the fact that we have inequities built into our justice system, they should not be a reason that we don't have answers. Absolutely, we deserve answers. You all deserve answers, and I'm sure this is extremely distressing. So I want to so much for sharing what happened and what you know so far about Rasheem Carter. And I also want to encourage people to uplift his voice using the hashtag Justice for Rasheem Carter or hashtag Rasheem Carter. And please do donate to the GoFundMe. Again, I want to thank you both so much for joining us and for sharing what you know so far. And is there anything else you want to add very briefly before we sign off?
We're just thankful for any donation that we receive for the GoFundMe on Rasheem's behalf. And also, all I can think about is that he was in distress. Somebody was him. He was scared. He was frightened. And so to be scared and frightened somewhere that you don't know anybody and nobody knows you. And he did not go into this deer camp and die.
No, he did not.
He wanted to come home. He wanted to go with his hotel room, which was home for him at that time. And he never made it there.
No, he didn't.
Well, hopefully we find answers. And so again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.